The night is quiet, soft as silk, and the stars seem to hold their breath. Between the hush of dreams and the hum of thought, a door opens. It does not creak or shine. It simply exists, waiting to be noticed. Step closer. The air feels different here, like memory mixed with moonlight. You are not asleep, not awake, but drifting in between. This is the threshold of Morpheus, the weaver of illusions. He watches from behind the veil, his eyes shimmering like distant suns. In his realm, truth bends, time ripples, and the impossible becomes gentle. Dreams bloom like silent gardens, each petal made of your forgotten moments. You walk through them without fear, only curiosity. The world around you hums with quiet power, alive yet unreal. Morpheus whispers, not with words, but with feeling. He asks you to see, not with your eyes, but with your soul. Because here, every shadow tells a story, every echo hides a truth. The dream begins now, and you are part of its design. Let go. Drift deeper. The illusion welcomes you home. The night folds inward, wrapping the listener in a slow velvet hush. A gentle hum breathes beneath the stars, as if the universe dreams too. The world begins to blur, edges softening, thoughts loosening like threads. You feel it first as a pull behind your eyelids, a whisper asking you to drift. Somewhere far away, the city's lights fade, replaced by a glow not of earth. Silver streets ripple beneath your feet, made of moonlight and forgotten time. You are walking, though you don't remember when you started. Each step feels weightless, as if gravity itself has decided to rest. The air hums with low tones like a lullaby without words. Then comes the silence, the kind that listens back. You pause. Ahead, a shape begins to form out of the mist. Tall, still, draped in shadow that glimmers softly like woven glass. He does not move, yet he is everywhere. The pulse in the dream's heart. This is Morpheus, the dream's architect, the whisper between thoughts. His eyes meet yours, though time does not move while he looks. No fear comes, only an awareness that you are being understood completely. He raises a hand and the air folds into patterns, threads of light. They drift and twist, forming symbols older than language. You sense that he speaks, though there is no sound. His voice arrives inside your mind, like a tide rolling over sand. Do not fear the dream, he says. It is not false, it is you, reflected. The ground beneath you flickers, shifting like film through a projector. You see images rise and fall, faces, memories, things that never happened. The scent of rain that never fell. The warmth of hands you never held. Morpheus steps closer, each footfall like a note in an unseen melody. He points toward the horizon, where the sky curves inward like glass. There, you see the loom, vast, shining, humming with thought and emotion. It stretches beyond sight, each thread glowing with a heartbeat of its own. This, says Morpheus, is where every dream begins. Every illusion is born. You move closer. The threads vibrate softly as you pass. One thread hums with laughter. Another trembles with grief. Some are so bright they almost burn. Others flicker faintly, half remembered. Each one is a story, a secret, a wish, a forgotten truth. Morpheus watches, his gaze both patient and infinite. He reaches into the web and plucks a single thread. The world around you shimmers, and a vision unfolds. A forest of mirrors, each reflecting a different version of you. You see the child you once were, eyes wide and fearless. You see the person you've become, shaped by time and loss. And you see another self, one who never stopped dreaming. Morpheus's voice returns, softer now, almost tender. Every dream is a map, he whispers. Every illusion, a doorway. You realize that you are standing not in his world, but inside your own. The mist curls around you, glowing faintly like living light. Morpheus begins to fade, his form unraveling into starlit dust. But his words remain, woven into the air itself. Follow the thread, dreamer. The truth lies where illusion begins. The hum returns, gentle, eternal. The world folds, and you drift onward. The journey through the realm of Morpheus has only just begun. The dream deepens. The silver mist folds into patterns that move like thought. You walk beneath an endless ceiling of stars, each one humming with quiet intent. The air trembles with unseen rhythm, the pulse of something vast and alive. Ahead, the loom of illusions rises like a mountain of light. Its threads shimmer, stretching into infinity, crossing and merging like rivers. You feel their vibration in your bones, an ancient melody without a beginning or end. Morpheus stands beside the loom, his hands poised above its glowing surface. He touches a thread, and the air sings. Another, and colors bloom from nothing. Each strand holds a memory, a heartbeat, a fragment of someone's dream. "This is the fabric of your kind," Morpheus murmurs. "Your fears, your hopes, your stories." You watch as he weaves. Every motion seems to shape reality itself. A city rises, its towers made of thought, its streets paved with desire. People walk there, laughing, crying, unaware that they are made of dream stuff. Morpheus smiles faintly. "They believe they wake each morning," he says. "But even daylight is another kind of dream, one shared by all." The loom shifts again. The threads twist, merging into new shapes. You see oceans that breathe, skies that whisper secrets to sleeping minds. Every thread glows a different hue, some bright as dawn, others dim as memory. Each illusion, Morpheus says, is a truth seen through another eye. You step closer and one thread calls to you. It shivers at your presence. Within its light you glimpse something familiar, a fragment of your own past, a house near the sea. The sound of laughter, the scent of salt and rain. You reach for it, and the dream ripples like disturbed water. Suddenly you stand within the memory itself. It feels real, impossibly so. The sea roars. The wind touches your face. You hear your own voice, younger, lighter. But the scene trembles, edges blurring as if unsure of its shape. Morpheus's voice echoes from nowhere and everywhere. "You see? Illusions are not lies. They are truths that forgot their form." The world dissolves, and you stand once more before the loom. Morpheus studies you, his expression unreadable, eyes glowing like nebulae. "Every dreamer is a weaver," he says. "You spin your world with every thought." The loom hums louder now, its rhythm matching your heartbeat. You sense it pulling at your spirit, asking you to weave. You raise your hand, hesitating, then touch a single silver thread. At once, the loom responds, a surge of light, a chorus of sound. Visions spill forth, faces, stars, endless patterns of feeling and memory. You realize that you are shaping them, guiding them unconsciously. A warmth spreads through you, not of the body, but of understanding. Morpheus watches, silent but approving. "You learn quickly," he whispers. You look up, the loom shining brighter than ever, infinite and alive. And then you see, each dream not separate, but part of a greater design. Each illusion a single brushstroke in the painting of existence. Morpheus turns to you, his voice soft as twilight. "Dreams are not escapes," he says. "They are rehearsals for reality." The loom glows once more, then fades, leaving only quiet starlight. You stand in awe, knowing the truth. Illusion is not the opposite of truth. It is the path toward it. The light softens, melting into a warm, golden hue. The hum of the loom fades into the rhythm of a heartbeat. You find yourself standing in a new place, a hall carved from twilight and memory. Dreams flow like mist between pillars made of light and sound. Morpheus stands beside you, his cloak woven from constellations. "This is where dreamers come," he says, "to see themselves." Before you lies a great mirror, tall as a mountain, deep as the sea. Its surface ripples gently, reflecting not your face, but your soul's echo. You step closer, and the reflection changes with each breath. You see a child chasing the wind, barefoot and laughing. You see an older version of yourself, eyes tired, heart searching. Then, another reflection appears. A woman with paint-stained hands. Her name is Ilara. She looks lost, her eyes empty of wonder. She once dreamed in color, but the world turned her palette gray. Now she stands within her dream, surrounded by blank canvases. Morpheus watches her quietly. She has forgotten how to dream awake, he says. You watch as Ilara reaches out, her hand trembling toward a canvas. It remains blank, no color, no shape, only silence. Morpheus lifts his hand, and threads of light spill from the air. They weave around her fingers, humming softly like distant song. Ilara gasps. Her eyes widen as the threads flow into her palm. Suddenly, color bursts forth. Violet, gold, crimson, blue. The canvas ignites with life, scenes spilling from her heart. A field of suns, a river of starlight. A child's laughter caught in motion. Each brushstroke glows with meaning she once forgot. She paints not with her hands, but with her memories. Morpheus steps closer, his voice a whisper that fills the hall. Creation is the purest dream, he says. It is illusion, turned into truth. Ilara's tears fall, but they shimmer like light, not sorrow. She smiles, a small, trembling smile, and keeps painting. The hall brightens. Every reflection mirrors her joy. You feel warmth spreading through you, gentle and deep. Morpheus turns to you. Every dreamer must remember, he says, the world you wake to is not less real, only less free. You understand now. Ilara's lost wonder is your own. The dream is teaching, not deceiving, revealing, not hiding. The mirror ripples again, and for a moment, you see yourself within her. You too hold a brush, unseen, painting your days with thought and choice. Morpheus nods, as if he hears your realization. She remembers, he whispers. And so do you. The mirror dissolves into mist, carrying Ilara's laughter with it. The hall grows quiet once more, filled only with soft echoes. Morpheus begins to fade, his presence like wind behind glass. But his final words remain, circling in your mind. Dreams do not show what is unreal, they remind you of what is true. The mist rises, carrying you gently onward. The journey continues. The dream shifts again, folding like silk caught in a slow current. You find yourself walking through a corridor of glass and shadow. Each wall hums with faint reflections, faces, voices, fragments of memory. The air feels thick, almost heavy with thought. Morpheus walks beside you, his steps soundless on the gleaming floor. This, he says softly, is the hall of the fractured mirror. Light bends strangely here, twisting into uncertain shapes. Every reflection seems alive, aware, waiting to be seen. You glance into one mirror and see yourself smiling, carefree. Another shows you standing alone, eyes clouded with doubt. A third reveals a version of you untouched by time, calm, radiant, unafraid. The reflections flicker, trading places, like waves meeting on a shore. What is real? Morpheus asks, though his voice is gentle, not demanding. Is it the you who laughs, or the one who hides their tears? You reach out to touch the glass. It ripples beneath your fingers like water. The reflection reaches back, your other self, curious, questioning. For a moment, your fingertips meet, and the world shivers. You feel a rush of emotion, joy, pain, longing, all at once. Morpheus's voice floats through the still air. Dreams do not lie, he murmurs. They simply reveal the truths that daylight fears. You look again, and the reflections begin to speak, not with sound, but with memory. Each version of you whispers a story, a forgotten moment, a hidden wish. One recalls the courage you lost. Another, the kindness you buried. The third shows the peace you have not yet found. Morpheus gestures, and the mirrors rearrange themselves in a slow, graceful motion. They form a circle around you, their surfaces glowing like moonlit water. You are all of these, he says. The dream does not divide, it reminds. You stand in the center, surrounded by endless versions of yourself. Each one watches you with quiet understanding. You feel seen, not judged, not measured, simply known. The walls begin to dissolve, their edges melting into light. For a heartbeat, you glimpse what lies beyond the mirrors, pure, radiant emptiness. Not void, but possibility. An ocean waiting to take form. Morpheus steps beside you, his gaze distant, thoughtful. Every illusion, he says, is a question waiting for its answer. The mirrors fade, leaving only starlight and silence. You realize the truth he has been showing all along. The self is not one face, but many. Not fixed, but flowing. You are the dreamer and the reflection, both at once. Morpheus nods as if to confirm your thought. Now you understand, he says. To wake is not to end the dream. His words linger, echoing like wind through hollow glass. The corridor fades, its light folding inward until only darkness remains. But within that darkness, a faint glow stirs, the light of understanding. You close your eyes, carrying it with you, as the dream drifts onward. The silence after the mirrors is soft, almost tender. A breeze stirs, carrying the scent of something ancient and sweet. The darkness blooms into color, a garden of light and shadow. You stand among countless flowers, each glowing faintly from within. Their petals shimmer with forgotten hues, shades that memory cannot name. Morpheus appears beside you, his hands folded behind his back. This, he says, is the garden of forgotten dreams. You listen. The garden hums quietly, alive with sleeping echoes. Each flower is a dream once born in a mortal heart. Some were left behind, others lost to time or fear. You kneel beside one, its light flickering like a dying ember. When you touch it, warmth spreads through your palm. A vision blooms, a child building castles from sand, laughing into the wind. The dream fades, leaving a trace of joy lingering in the air. Another flower draws your attention, its glow deep and melancholy. Inside, you see a musician who stopped playing when the world stopped listening. Morpheus's eyes soften as he watches you move through the garden. These dreams do not die, he says. They only wait to be remembered. You walk among them, brushing against petals of forgotten wonder. A painter's unfinished canvas, a poet's unsent letter, a lover's unspoken promise, still trembling in the air. Each glows a little brighter when you notice it. Every dreamer leaves behind fragments, Morpheus continues, but when one remembers, even for a moment, the dream stirs again. You pause at the center of the garden where a single tree stands. Its branches shimmer with silver leaves, each one pulsing with light. What is this? You ask softly. Morpheus smiles. The tree of renewal. It grows from what you remember. He reaches toward a branch, plucking a leaf. It turns to mist in his palm. You have remembered others' dreams, he says. Now, remember your own. The air thickens, and you feel something rising within you. Old wishes, quiet hopes, pieces of yourself you left behind. The garden responds, glowing brighter with every heartbeat. Colors swirl around you, threads of light drawn to your presence. You see your forgotten ambitions taking shape once more. A journey you once meant to begin. A word you never dared to speak. A song you only ever hummed to yourself in the dark. Morpheus watches, his expression one of quiet pride. Dreams forgotten are not lost, he whispers. They are seeds waiting for rain. The flowers sway, their light growing stronger, brighter, alive again. You realize that remembering is a kind of creation, that to recall what was once loved is to make it real once more. The garden hums now like a great heart beating in time with yours. Morpheus steps forward, placing his hand gently on your shoulder. Carry them with you, he says. Let them bloom again in your waking life. The petals begin to rise, drifting upward like stars returning to the sky. Their light fills the air, soft and endless, like a promise kept. The garden fades, but its warmth remains, woven into your soul. The dream deepens once more, vast and weightless as the sea. You drift through a sky of slow-turning constellations, their light alive and breathing. Below you, the threads of the loom shimmer faintly, stretching beyond sight. Morpheus waits in the center of the cosmos, standing upon invisible ground. Around him, the air vibrates with harmony, soft tones of thought and feeling. "This is the heart of the dream," he says, "where all illusions are born and balanced." You listen. The sound is both silence and song, constant yet always changing. Without dreams, Morpheus continues, the mind unravels. The world forgets to feel. He gestures toward the stars. They respond, pulsing gently like living eyes. "Every dream," he says, "is a thread that holds the soul together." You watch as the stars flicker, their light flowing into the loom below. The threads glow brighter, weaving a tapestry of life itself. Each light becomes a heartbeat, each rhythm a thought. The universe hums with quiet order, chaos and harmony intertwined. Morpheus speaks again, his voice low and timeless. "To dream is to maintain balance between what is and what could be. A current of understanding moves through you like wind through leaves. You see how dreams shape the waking world, though no one remembers how. An inventor's vision, a poet's metaphor, a child's impossible hope, all born first in the silence of sleep, then carried into dawn. The illusion is not a lie," Morpheus says. "It is a rehearsal for truth." You close your eyes, and for a moment, you feel it. The weave of existence. Thoughts become patterns, emotions become light. You are not just witnessing creation, you are part of it. Morpheus extends his hand, and the loom responds with a low, harmonic pulse. He pulls one thread, and the dream shifts into motion. The stars scatter, reforming into visions, futures not yet lived. You see oceans reborn, cities made of song, hearts learning to heal. Each image flickers, fragile yet full of promise. "They are possibilities," Morpheus says, "waiting for belief to give them shape." You realize then how delicate the balance truly is. If dreams fade, so does the spark that keeps the world alive. Morpheus turns his gaze toward you, eyes deep as night itself. "Guard your illusions," he whispers. "They are not weakness, they are beginnings." The air trembles with his words, like a chord that never ends. All around you, the threads pulse softly, echoing his message. Every color, every sound, every heartbeat becomes part of a vast design. You feel yourself expand, connected to everything: light, sound, thought, life. And in that stillness, you understand the truth of his craft. Morpheus does not create dreams alone. He awakens them within others. The weaver of illusions is also the keeper of balance, the guardian of meaning. He smiles faintly, a trace of starlight at his lips. "The dream must go on," he says, "or the world will forget to imagine." The loom hums once more, its threads glowing brighter than before. Then, slowly the sound fades, and you drift into quiet wonder. You carry with you the rhythm of the dream, the balance between chaos and grace. Time softens, folding upon itself like a page turning in reverse. You feel yourself drifting downward through a quiet, golden haze. The stars fade, replaced by the soft glow of candlelight and memory. You are no longer in the loom's domain, but in a place more human. A dream built from time itself, woven not from desire, but remembrance. Morpheus stands beside an ancient clock whose hands move without ticking. "This," he says, "is where the past breathes." Before you stretch fields of moments, endless, shifting, alive. Each shimmer of light is a memory waiting to be recalled. You take a step, and the ground beneath you hums with recognition. You see a small house bathed in morning sun, the scent of bread, the sound of laughter. Then the scene dissolves, replaced by the image of a quiet afternoon. A letter never sent, a promise never spoken. Morpheus walks through the memories as if through mist. "Time bends here," he says. "For memory is not a line, but a circle of emotion." You see yourself as a child, reaching for something just out of sight, a toy, a moment. a face that has faded into shadow. The ache of nostalgia rises, sweet and painful all at once. Morpheus watches, his expression soft and distant. The past does not vanish, he says. It waits, folded within your dreams. You reach for one of the glowing moments floating around you. It flutters like a bird before settling into your palm. Inside, you see your family gathered under a rainy sky, laughing anyway. You can feel it, the warmth, the love, the imperfection. The scene fades, but the feeling stays, alive in your chest. Dreams are echoes, Morpheus whispers. They remind you what mattered most. The clock behind him shifts, its hands spinning wildly, then stopping still. You realize that here, time does not move forward. It listens. The memories begin to swirl faster, becoming a current of light. They flow around you, merging, splitting, dancing with rhythm and purpose. Morpheus extends his hand, touching the air gently. The current slows, settling into a single luminous thread. This is your memory, he says. Your past, reshaped by how you remember it. The thread vibrates, showing flashes of laughter and loss, joy and regret. Memory, Morpheus says, is not truth. It is the dream your heart tells itself. You understand then that remembering is its own kind of creation. Each recollection, a thread woven anew each time it's recalled. You let the thread go, watching it drift into the endless expanse. It joins others, becoming part of the great weave of dreams and time. Morpheus turns, the starlight in his eyes dim but kind. Do not mourn what is gone, he says. It still lives where thought meets feeling. The golden haze begins to fade, replaced by soft twilight. You sense the end of the vision drawing near, yet peace fills you. The memories you've seen no longer ache. They shine gently, like lanterns. As you drift onward, Morpheus's final words linger. The past never leaves you, he says. It simply waits for you to dream it again. The air is cool now, brushed with silver mist and quiet wonder. You drift through a dream that feels neither new nor old, but eternal. Here, illusion and truth move together, hand in hand, inseparable. Morpheus walks beside you, his robe a shimmer of moonlight and shadow. Every dream, he says softly, holds a mirror to the waking world. You glance down, and the mist clears to reveal 1,000 reflections. Each reflection shows a different version of you, each living a different life. One smiles beneath a starry sky, another writes by candlelight. One stares into the distance, eyes filled with longing. Are they all me? You ask, voice trembling like wind over glass. Morpheus nods, his expression unreadable. They are the selves you could have been. The reflections ripple, forming scenes of what if and might have been. A road not taken, a word left unsaid, a love that never began. Dreams, Morpheus whispers, are echoes of possibility. You watch as one reflection reaches toward the sky and turns into light. Another fades, leaving only a faint trace of warmth. Morpheus turns his gaze upon you. Illusion is not falsehood. It is potential. He gestures, and the mist swirls into shapes. Cities, oceans, faces, all shimmer with beauty too perfect to exist in waking life. These are illusions, he says, yet they hold truth in their longing. You step closer, touching a city of glass that hums with quiet music. It feels alive, yet fragile, as if breathing would shatter it. Why show me this, you ask? Why these fragments of what never was? Morpheus's eyes glimmer with distant compassion. Because, he says, to understand illusion is to understand hope. You watch as the dreamscape bends, turning into a great tapestry of light. Threads of silver and gold weave through it, each pulse a heartbeat of creation. Every illusion, every dream, every imagined possibility woven together. This, Morpheus says, is the loom's true gift, not deception, but imagination. The reflections merge, forming a single radiant being of shifting form. It looks like you, yet not you, an echo of your spirit unbound by time. This is who you are beneath the masks, Morpheus says. You feel the words settle within you, soft as twilight rain. All the dreams, the illusions, the lost paths, they have not vanished. They live within you, waiting to be called forth by belief. The air hums gently, and you feel the pulse of creation in your chest. Do you see now? Morpheus asks. Illusions are not lies. They are beginnings. The luminous being fades, leaving behind a single thread of light. You hold it, sensing it vibrate with potential and peace. It is soft, infinite, alive, woven from your own longing and courage. You realize then that every dream, every illusion has shaped who you are. Not falsehood, but foundation. Not escape, but expansion. Morpheus smiles faintly, his form shimmering like morning mist. Dream well, he whispers. For what you dream, you may one day become. The mist brightens, folding into dawn. You feel yourself rising, lighter than before. Somewhere, in the loom beyond time, a new thread begins to glow. The dawn unfolds gently, painting the dream with gold and quiet blue. You find yourself standing in a vast field where the horizon has no edge. Every blade of grass glows faintly, like threads of light waiting to be woven. Morpheus stands at the center, his silhouette bathed in soft radiance. This, he says, is the threshold between dream and waking. You take a step closer, feeling both light and gravity pull at your heart. Here, illusion begins to dissolve, but meaning remains. Each dream, Morpheus continues, is a question you ask your own soul. He raises a hand, and the air shimmers with images, dreams you've lived before. A room filled with laughter, a road stretching beneath stars, faces you loved, moments you feared, choices you almost made. They circle you like constellations, each glowing with quiet purpose. These are your fragments, Morpheus says, pieces of who you are. You watch as the images merge, forming a great spiral of color and light. In its center, you see a single heartbeat, pulsing with rhythm and warmth. It is your essence, your truth, woven from both dream and reality. You reach toward it, and the spiral responds, enveloping you in its glow. The feeling is indescribable, like breathing in light itself. For a moment, everything is still. Then, slowly, the vision expands. You see others, millions of dreamers, each within their own spirals of light. Their dreams, too, weave into the great loom of Morpheus. No dream stands alone. Each connects, each influences, each inspires. The dreamer, Morpheus whispers, is never separate from the dream. You feel the threads of countless lives brushing past your spirit. A painter dreaming of color, a child dreaming of flight, an old soul dreaming of forgiveness. Each dream a story, each story a breath in the universe's great rhythm. Morpheus walks among them, his presence both ancient and kind. Dreams are how existence remembers itself, he says. You begin to understand. The loom is not only his creation. It is yours and theirs, and everyone's who dares to imagine. Each night, every heart contributes another thread of wonder. Together they form the endless fabric of creation. You turn to Morpheus, awed. Then, illusion and truth are one? He smiles, a quiet curve of knowing. They are both reflections of belief. The horizon begins to shimmer, dissolving into morning light. Morpheus's figure starts to fade, becoming translucent as mist. Do not fear waking, he says, for even daylight dreams. The words echo, resonant and calm, as the field brightens. The threads around you unravel, not in loss, but in transformation. Each becomes a beam of sunlight, soft and eternal. You feel them enter your chest, settling like whispers within your heart. When you open your eyes again, the dream lingers, gentle and clear. You can still sense the loom, woven beneath thought, behind every breath. And though Morpheus is gone, his voice remains within the silence. Remember, it says, the dream never ends. It only changes its shape. The morning light rests gently upon the edges of your dream, You stand at the border of sleep and waking, where silence feels sacred. The world around you shimmers softly, fading into threads of gold and white. Morpheus appears one last time, his form calm, almost human now. His eyes hold the stillness of stars reflected upon deep water. "You have walked the loom," he says, "and seen how dreams are born." You nod, though words feel small against the enormity of knowing. Every illusion, every echo, every breath of imagination now lives within you. The dream, he continues, is not a place you visit. It is who you are. You look down at your hands and see faint light weaving between your fingers. Threads of memory, possibility, and wonder intertwine and hum softly. They glow with colors beyond naming, alive with creation itself. "This is your gift," Morpheus whispers, "to dream even while awake." The words settle deep within, like roots finding soil after long wandering. You realize that every moment, even in waking life, holds the seed of illusion. Every choice, a thread, every thought, a shimmer of the loom. The field fades, replaced by a mirror made of light and air. In it, you see yourself, not as a dreamer, but as the dream. Each motion of your breath sends ripples through the mirror's glow. Morpheus stands beside your reflection, though his image begins to dissolve. "The dream continues," he says. "It only changes its voice." You reach out, but his form becomes pure radiance, scattering into the wind. His voice lingers, threaded through the stillness of dawn. "Carry the light, Weaver, for illusion is the first step toward creation." The mirror fades, and you find yourself standing in your own room. The air smells of morning rain, and sunlight paints soft patterns on the wall. You touch your face, half expecting to feel the threads still there. But instead, you feel warmth, something familiar, yet newly alive. The dream hums faintly beneath your skin, a quiet rhythm of remembering. Outside, the world feels both ordinary and infinite. A leaf trembles, a bird sings, a child laughs somewhere far away. And you understand, it is all part of the same tapestry. Every dream you dream shapes the waking world, even if unseen. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the warmth settle in your chest. The loom hums faintly, echoing in the space between heartbeats. You can still hear Morpheus, distant yet near. "Dream carefully," his voice says, "for reality listens." The last of the mist fades, replaced by light and sound and motion. You breathe deeply, feeling the weight of illusion lift like morning fog. No longer separate, the dream and the world weave together seamlessly. You smile, knowing that to dream is to live. To imagine is to create. As the day unfolds, you walk forward with quiet clarity. Every shadow, every whisper, every heartbeat feels connected to the loom. And somewhere, unseen but ever present, Morpheus smiles. For another weaver of illusions has awakened at last.